everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is my kitchen and we're making sandwich bread today. We're gonna be making sandwich bread, which I've actually never made before, so this will be kind of fun doing this together today. But to start out, I have about 280 grams of water. I warmed it up earlier, but the setup took a little longer, so it's more like room temperature at this point. Let's go ahead, we'll add our yeast and our honey just to see how active our yeast is. Now, this is an important step to do before we add the rest of our ingredients. I've had this yeast sitting in my cabinet for a little while. I don't think it's past the expiration date, but just in case it's no longer active, we're gonna wanna bloom this. As long as it starts to get a little bit bubbly, then we know we're good. If nothing happens, then we're gonna wanna start over with new yeast, water, honey. Because if your yeast is dead, then your bread won't rise. While that is doing its thing, let's lightly beat our 1 egg. I feel like I didn't think this part through. I should have filmed this earlier. Now that we've given our yeast a chance to dissolve, we're gonna add the rest of our liquid ingredients. So we have about 200 grams of milk. Well, what used to be melted butter, but my air conditioning is going, so it's solidified the tiniest bit since then. And our 1 egg. That is a delightful sound. All right, now that we've given that a good mix, let's go ahead and add like 3/4 of our flour and then all of our salt. I want to mix the majority of this using my dough whisk in the bowl, and then once that gets combined, we'll slowly add the rest of our flour until we need to knead it on the counter. It's like approximately 3/4. And all of our salt. Okay, a little more. All right, we're definitely getting more of a shaggy dough texture. It's getting significantly harder to mix. All right. And then the remainder of our flour. So my dough is at a point where it's too sticky to really use the dough whisk anymore. So we're gonna set that aside and we'll just do the rest of this mixing by hand. Once I get most of the flour mixed in, we'll turn this out onto the counter and knead it. All right, so as of right now, this dough feels really wet, but I'm just gonna try to trust the process. All right, well, the texture is definitely improving, I can tell. So I feel like if this was in a mixing bowl, this would be a stage I look for where it pulls away from the sides, right? Because the majority of this is not sticking to the counter anymore. And the gluten is definitely forming these long strands, it's way stretchier. I feel like it's been 7 to 10 minutes, but I didn't set a timer. So we're just gonna go until it feels right. I feel like we're approaching the end of this process. Okay, well, this is my cute little dough ball. Wow, it's significantly easier to handle if you put a little bit of oil on your hands. Okay. So the next step is for our dough to go through its initial rise period. I'm probably gonna let it sit for like an hour until it's approximately doubled in size. Warm summer day. I'm actually gonna go set this in my garage where it's more like 75 degrees. We will return in about an hour. I don't think it's quite doubled, but I'm feeling impatient. So this recipe is supposed to make 2 loaves of bread, but I think I could also use half of it to make hamburger buns because we're having hamburgers for dinner tomorrow. Okay, well, take a bench scraper and let's just lop it approximately in half. Yeah, about. All right, so half of this we'll go ahead and set aside for our hamburger buns, and half of it we'll use for the intended sandwich loaf purposes. What I read in a couple different recipes was we want to roll this slightly floured and roll this out into a rectangle, but we're going for approximately the width of our bread pan. For not knowing if I kneaded it to the right point, I'm actually really proud of the texture. It's very soft. Gently roll it to a lock. And cover that. Man, I feel like these are gonna rise more than I expect them to. Be just approximating my divides because it's easier for me to just kind of keep cutting things in half. I'm like nervous. Is that gonna be too small for a hamburger bun? So let's make 6. These could either end up being really big hamburger buns or really small. I feel like this is a good size. So I'm sort of holding the edge and turning everything into the center. And what that's doing is stretching the dough or the skin along the back. I'm gonna pinch that off, close the bottom, and now we have like a relatively round, kind of taut dough ball. Best case scenario, we have 1 piece of dough and we can kind of use the skin that already formed. Same, press them in, give it a little pinch, kind of tightening off that little seam on the bottom. It's our little dough ball. I think I've tried to make hamburger buns one other time. We'll see how it goes. So, I'm gonna put these back into my garage where it's a lot warmer than it is inside of my kitchen. You know, I don't think it rose quite enough that first time, so I'm actually gonna set the timer for probably like 90 minutes and then we'll come back and take a look. So it's been about 2 hours since I set the shaped loaf and hamburger buns out in the garage. I had to make dinner, so we got a little bit delayed as far as our timeline goes. Oh, she looks so pretty. So I have sesame seeds. The other day I realized I had a bunch of black ones too, so I just mixed them all together. They're gonna look kind of funny, but I like a good sesame seed bun, what can I say? Part of me wants to put the egg wash on the loaf of bread. Man, I want to brush this with something. I feel like I should. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. So I wrote my recipe down on my little piece of paper. So our hamburger buns are gonna bake for about 25 to 27 minutes, approximately. And our bread loaf is gonna bake, I think, for more like maybe 35 to 45 minutes. All right. See you on the other side. I can't help myself, I just can't. I have to brush something on it. It feels wrong to put it in the oven without something on the top. Just does, I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. All right, and we'll see you back when they come out of the oven. Whoa, they look good. Look at those hamburger buns.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, they're like perfect. My hamburger buns turned out great. Oh, great. It totally worked. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I made a sandwich loaf. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made bread today. Oh my gosh. Oh, it worked. Oh no. Oh no.
What?
It's stuck. Ah. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay, thank goodness. I don't know, I think I'm supposed to wait till it's totally cool. It smells so good. I can't, I'm way too excited. Oh, look at how gorgeous. Look at the crumb. Oh, they look so good. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so happy with how they turned out. It looks so good.
Whenever you like cook something for your first time, it's always like really, really good.
Thank you. It's so exciting. I made sandwich bread. I could make a grilled cheese out of it. Ta-da. You can make sandwich bread and burger buns from the same recipe. Okay, thanks for joining me for our first episode of Back to Basics, where we make sandwich bread and then turn that dough also into burger buns. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.